million people, an empire stretching 2,500 miles across South America. Warriors trained from childhood, armed and ready. They were annihilated by just 300 men. This is how it happened. By the early 1500s, the Inca Empire, Tawantinsuyu, the land of four corners, was the largest empire in the Americas. From their capital of Cusco, the divine emperor, the Sapa Inca, ruled absolutely. His word was law. His empire, unshakable. The Inca War Machine was terrifying. Every man between 25 and 50 could be conscripted. Armies numbering in the hundreds of thousands moved like clockwork, organized into units of 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. They fought with slings that could crack skulls from 100 yards, clubs with star-shaped bronze heads designed to shatter bone, spears, axes, and bolas to trip cavalry. They wore quilted armor decorated with feathers and gold, a parade of death marching in perfect formation. Then came Francisco Pizarro. Inspired by his cousin Hernán Cortés, who toppled the Aztec Empire, Pizarro convinced the King of Spain to let him conquer the lands south of Panama. His reward, governorship and 20% of all the gold he could steal. In 1531, Pizarro set sail with 180 conquistadors and 37 horses. Reinforcements later brought his total force to just 300 men, against an empire of 10 million. For over a year, this tiny army crawled south through disease-ridden jungles and hostile terrain. In April 1532, they made first contact with the Inca. The Inca were unimpressed. These pale strangers with their strange beasts were curiosities, nothing more. But Pizarro wasn't there to make friends, he was there to conquer. In November 1532, Pizarro reached the town of Cajamarca and requested a meeting with the Inca emperor, Atahualpa. The emperor agreed. Why not? What threat could these foreigners possibly pose? Atahualpa arrived in style, carried on a golden litter by elite warriors, surrounded by attendants dripping in silver and precious stone. Behind him, his personal guard, 4,000 unarmed warriors, encamped just outside the town, 80,000 battle-hardened soldiers. Pizarro had 168 men in the town that day, outnumbered nearly 500 to 1. Perfect odds. He sent a priest to deliver an ultimatum: submit to the Catholic Church and the King of Spain, or face the consequences. He handed Atahualpa a Bible. The emperor, confused by this strange object, threw it to the ground. That was all Pizarro needed. With the battle cry of Santiago, the Spanish attacked. Cannons roared. Arquebus cracked like thunder. The Inca had never heard gunfire before. The sound alone sent them into panic. Then came the horses, half-ton beasts moving faster than any man could run, with armored riders wielding steel swords. The Inca had never seen horses. Their largest animal was the llama. Imagine the terror. The cavalry carved through the crowd like a blade through water. The infantry followed, cutting down anyone in their path. The Inca warriors, practically unarmed, unprepared for ambush, were slaughtered by the hundreds. Pizarro drove straight for Atahualpa. The emperor's litter-bearers refused to let him fall. As one died, another took his place. Letting the divine Sapa Inca touch the ground was unthinkable. Finally, a cavalry charge knocked the litter over. Atahualpa was captured. In 2 hours, 7,000 Inca lay dead. Spanish casualties: 1. A single soldier with a minor wound. Pizarro held the emperor hostage and demanded a ransom, a room filled with gold and silver. The Inca delivered. Pizarro executed him anyway. With their god-emperor dead, resistance collapsed. The Spanish marched on Cusco unopposed. Within months, the largest empire in the New World had fallen to an army that could fit inside a high school gymnasium. How? Deception. The Inca walked into an ambush unarmed. Technology. Steel armor made them nearly invincible against bronze weapons. Terror. Horses and gunfire broke their morale instantly. But the real weapon? Disease. Smallpox had already killed up to 90% of the population, including the previous emperor. A civil war had fractured the empire. And when Atahualpa was captured, cultural belief prevented anyone from harming him, even to save the empire. 300 soldiers, 10 million people, and a perfect storm of factors that ended a civilization in an afternoon. The Inca Empire, untouchable, divine, eternal, fell to a force small enough to fit in a lecture hall. History isn't always won by the strongest. Sometimes, it's won by those willing to strike first.